Hello, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we're going to be answering another quick question about the Nintendo Switch. And that question is, do you have to have a micro SD card for your Switch or not? Before we get into that, please be sure to like this video and also subscribe to our channel, as it really does help us out quite a bit. So on the Switch itself, do you have to have an SD card? What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the Switch on here real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and go to Home, go to Settings, sorry. Once you open up your settings here, you're going to go and scroll down to Data Management. Once you're on Data Management, it will say how much space you have. Now on this Switch, I have already downloaded a couple of games, so I currently have 15 gigabytes free. That's a decent amount of space for multiple games. Some games will take a lot more space than other games, so it really does vary. But that's a decent amount of space for at least a couple of good games for you to download if you're going to have games using your cartridges, and you obviously won't need the space. But having 15 gigabytes is not a whole ton of space, obviously. So what most people will do is they'll recommend getting a micro SD card. It's not a have-to thing. If you were just playing games on the cartridges themselves, you don't have to have an SD card. There's plenty of internal storage to save your games, those sorts of things. But if you're going to be downloading a lot of games, or not even buying any cartridges at all and only having games online and on your Switch, then I would recommend getting an SD card. How you get to the SD card is right on the back here. You'll have your kickstand. That's what that little thing is for. And you're just going to pop your kickstand open. And once you do, you can see right underneath there is your micro SD slot on your kickstand itself. And so that's how you're going to input the micro SD. I'd recommend getting as big of one as you can afford, or that is decently priced. The bigger you get, the technology for the micro SD just isn't there yet, and so the prices will be considerably more expensive if you go for try and get a terabyte for a micro SD. But if you get, say, a 256 gigabyte or something along those lines, that should be plenty of space for you to play on your Nintendo Switch without having too much difficulty and without having to worry about space or deleting games that you aren't playing very often, those sorts of things. So it's nice to have the extra space that the micro SD card does offer, but it isn't a requirement for the Nintendo Switch. I hope this video has answered your question, I should say. Again, my name is Matt from RetroOnly.com. Feel free to comment down below if you have any specific questions about the Switch or about any other retro games in general. We'd be happy to answer them as best we can. If we get a question often enough, we normally put together a video as well. So if you have a specific question that you and your friends have all the time and you're not really quite sure about, feel free to comment and we will try and record a video on it. Again, my name is Matt from RetroOnly.com. Have a great day.